Entertainment Industry News, Audio Edition, for October 17, 2019. Brought to you by TVWriter.com. Links to the articles may be found in the transcript at TVWriter.com. Why should you as a visitor to TV Writer be interested in making audio fiction? Why should you be interested in making podcasts? Discoverability, that's why. The meaning of the word podcast is evolving to include any episodic, audio-only production, whether non-fiction or fiction. Agents and major studios have started trawling through podcasts and their creators for new content and talent. So here's the latest news to help you and your podcast get discovered. I told you so. In an earlier edition we mentioned that the fiction podcast, Limetown, had been adapted into a TV series to be shown on Facebook Watch. The first episode premiered yesterday. As I am writing this a week beforehand, I haven't yet seen it, but from watching the trailer I will. You should too. Facebook.com/Limetown Stories. Listeners, we need more listeners. Radio Ambulante's audience is worldwide. Listening clubs help bring them together. Local listening parties or clubs are apparently on the rise for some shows. This is a fascinating article about another way to increase your audience. The article covers a non-fiction example, but there's no reason this can't be adapted for fiction podcasts. Did you know that Generation Listen even exists? I didn't. It will take some organizing, but NPR has a free kit for organizing listening parties. NeimanLab.org. GenerationListen.npr.org. Listeners, we need more listeners, Part 2. Audio fiction podcasts go international. This article in Japan Today covers Hollywood's fascination with audio fiction as a source of stories. It also mentions the fact that the big players in podcast networks are expanding beyond the US and the English-speaking world with English-language podcasts. The big attraction, fiction podcasts aren't crippled with the territorial rights associated with television and film. JapanToday.com. Speaking of audio fiction, did you know that all audio fiction entries in TV Writers People's Pilot 2019 Pilot Script Competition are eligible for the 2 major category prizes, plus special prizes, and a reduced entry fee? Learn all about it at peoplespilot.com. Monetize it. August Top 15, Spotify makes the top podcast advertisers list for the first time. The top 2,000 podcasts on Spotify received 3 times as many ads in August over July this year. Their new podcast tagline, "The best new shows aren't on TV." Over 7,000 brands have advertised on podcasts. It looks like advertisers are flocking to podcasts in increasing numbers, but it takes work on your part to get in the right door. Medium.com. Resources. In this podcast from Fantastic Noise, host Terry Lee interviews sound designer Sarah Miles about her role in making sound the best part of your podcast. You may not want to be a sound designer, but you do want to learn what role they play in your production. fantasticnoise.podbean.com. Resources, Part 2. Interviewed in this article, Travis Veengroff, one of the most successful audio fiction podcasters working today, gives an A to Z blueprint on how to produce and monetize a podcast. This year he and his wife and partner in Fool and Scholar Productions, Caitlin Statz, began making enough money from their Patreon account to become full-time podcasters. It's not easy, and it takes time, but you can too. LinkedIn.com/pulse. TheWhiteVault.com. If you wanna write, you gotta listen. Dart is a fiction podcast about a traumatized food delivery driver trying to find normalcy. From the website, but when a fellow driver turns up dead and the sticky darkness starts to seep into Boston, Jenny might be reluctantly pulled back into the world she left behind. Each episode is 3 to 5 minutes long. Amanda McColgan wrote, produced, and performed the role of Jenny. EnfieldArts.com. So, until next week, same pod time, same pod channel, keep listening and keep creating. Links to the articles are available in the transcript at tvwriter.com. Compiled by Robert W. Tinsley. Music provided by Incompetech, The Builder by Kevin MacLeod, Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International. Link available in the transcript.